New at 4, a battle over access to affordable medications will be decided in the courtroom. Since last month, 4 lawsuits have been filed on behalf of pharmaceutical companies. They claim a Missouri bill that provides cheaper drugs to medical providers violates a slew of laws. That bill, though, is set to go into effect tomorrow.
Joining us now, our chief legal analyst, Khalif Rhodes. And Khalif, you talked about this story with our producer today and the complexities of it. And it also gives medical providers unlimited access to discounted drugs for their pharmacies. But the companies, they're trying to put a lid on that.
This is a back and forth. Look at this law that we're talking about outside of the Missouri one, started in 1992. 340B is what we're talking about. And what it actually does is it allows eligible providers to give unlimited contracts to basically wholesale prescription costs. And so what these hospitals have done and what these pharmaceutical companies have done is attempt to try to put a cap on the number of contractors that can get access to that. What this Missouri bill is saying is, no, wait. You can't put a cap on it. It'll be unlimited. And if you look back at the history, remember, it started in 92. If they look at 2000, there was only about 2,000 plus providers. Fast forward to now, it's 240,000 plus providers. And so what the pharmaceutical company is saying is what this intended to do, helping, low income areas, people that really couldn't afford these type of medications, cutting costs down to 60, 70+%. We're not getting the benefit. And only it's happening is helping these hospitals fatten their bottom line, and the pharmaceutical industry is saying we got to stop it. And so this right here, the back and forth is all about money most of the time, and that's what it's about.
Well, yeah, and the pharmaceutical companies are tapping into interstate commerce law to try and keep this from going into effect tomorrow.
What they're saying there, and this is taking it right to constitutional law, is that anytime you create a law on the state level, the federal law will be supreme to it. It will be supremacy clause will kick in. And so if you're having something that passes or travels through interstate commerce, then the federal law will kick in, and the states don't have an opportunity or ability to address it. That argument, I think, is flawed because, again, you have this federal law that is clearly telling them that they're allowed to do this. Now, there was a most recent Court of Appeals case in that area that talked about how the federal constitution in no type of statute has given a actual number that you can have. But I think the argument will say, can you, as the pharmaceutical company, cap how many people have access to it? I understand both sides of the argument, but if you're attempting to say we don't want to allow 1 or 2 or 3, and who makes that determination, that's where it's going to be problematic. So I don't think the supremacy clause in the interstate commerce clause is how they get there. I just think if they look at the current case law as is on the books right now, they'll say that they can kind of limit this, but not unlimited is what we're saying.
Now, the companies claim the hospitals and clinics, they're using this program not to pass the savings on to the patients or anything like that. They're using their own money for themselves.
Bonuses, perks. Yeah. That bottom line is increasing every day. And I mean, and I can buy their argument. They're saying we're having to eat this cost on the front end. We're giving you this discount instantly in a couple of states, because these are the arguments here. There's 4 lawsuits in Missouri, but across the country, everyone is dealing with this. And so one state, what they said is, we'll give you the money, the price cuts, but we won't give it to you on the front end. You'll have to submit a voucher, a rebate, like we used to have to do back in the day, go into the store, mail it in. They were saying, mail in your voucher and then we'll kick it back to you. The hospitals fought back and was like, listen, we're already struggling. We can't do that. And so they're fighting, the pharmaceutical industry is fighting this on multiple different angles, attempting to find a way to stop this, because this is about 32 plus years this has been on the books. And there's a lot of studies I was looking, if we had a deeper time to look at this, they're saying, is this really working? Is it doing what it's supposed to do? Helping these lower area income people that really don't have access to income, and hospitals wouldn't be in those regions if they couldn't get this cost on the discounted medications. And so I can see for the next couple of years it's playing out, specifically in an election year when you got folks jockeying for a position. Everyone cares about health care. Nobody wants to pay for it.
Time for a preliminary injunction before tomorrow?
There's always time for a preliminary injunction. If they call on if they knock on my door, I'd say that. The short answer is, can they prove irreparable harm? Can you show that irreparable harm will be there, meaning that money can't fix my issue, that I'll have some type of harm that money can't fix? And this is what I love that the solicitor in their state said this. It's difficult to convince a jury or a judge that following the federal law is going to now cause you irreparable harm. If I was him, I'd make that same argument. Is it time to file it? Yes. Is it time for a judge to grant it? Possibly. Based on these facts, do I think they will have it granted? I don't think so. That law that takes effect tomorrow is going to be in effect, and the pharmaceutical industry will have to find another way to stop or cut these costs.
All right. Interesting stuff, Khalif. Thank you.